Hi guys, it's Fiona. I love this interview with Ron Pope. He gets to talk about what's going to be happening with CFX, all the work that's gone into CFX. The corporate are working really long hours to make sure that this totally changes our lives, and they have huge vision. Have a look. This really is an important video to watch.
I'm going to share a picture real quick, and then I'm going to introduce somebody. This is a photo that we took back in August. And for those of you that don't know the gentleman I'm going to be bringing on, that's Ron Pope. He's on the left there. The center is our CEO, Mr. Huascar Lopez. And this was a meeting that we had planned and scheduled. I believe it was August 15th. So when we got a call from Ron in the beginning of July, and Ron said, we've got something here you need to take a look at. A lot of you guys have heard this story. My first question to Ron was, are you taking a position? Like, is this something you're going to build? Like, you retired from network marketing 7-8 years ago. You're successfully building multiple, Fortune 500 traditional companies. You've got the Conversion Pros, which is in, so many different countries all over the globe, multi-million-dollar business, helping other network marketing companies. Really, are you coming out of retirement for this thing? And he said, absolutely. I'm your sponsor. And I said, well, then it's a no-brainer for us. Like, can we sign up right now? He says, well, I don't even think the system is ready for you to sign up, but let me call the owner and then let me get back to you. And I think it was that night or the night before we were able to take a position. And then after that, we had a really great call with Huascar for about 90 minutes. And like Katie said, we really didn't know what we were getting involved in. We knew that we were getting involved with people that have of the highest integrity, business-minded entrepreneurs that do what they say they're going to do, that have a successful track record, that have just all positive vibes and energy, and everything seemed so great. We had a great call with Huascar. That was about an hour and a half. And then we got to work. And then on August 15th, I believe it was the 15th, we orchestrated this little meeting. Ron came out from Vegas. Huascar and his fiance happened to be in Orlando. I was in Orlando. It couldn't have worked out more perfect for timing. And so we had our first power team call at this meeting. It was about 7 hours. And it was where we had an opportunity to really understand the experience that Huascar and the team had, the magic of the technology that they owned, key piece there, owned, and really the execution plan, which caused us to really put the pedal to the metal. And so what we want to do is we want to bring on Ron. Ron pops in these every couple of months. I think this might be his third power team call in a year. He's doing so much work behind the scenes with the infrastructure and the security and the website and the back office and also the development of what's coming in phase 2. So we wanted to get him on here today.
I'm right here, Justin. How are you?
What's up, brother? I'm good. How are you today?
I couldn't be better, my friend.
Always prepared.
You love and you're helping people. I mean, this is the whole reason that Huascar and I put this together was we had been talking for years about getting a home run that could help millions of people, right down to the very last person coming into the company. And so yeah, no pressure at all. I mean, I've been prepared for this preparing for it for over 22 years. So it's as I go into different businesses and drive them to success and look at the different business models, what's working, what's not working. We've got a very cookie cutter model that we've been able to plug in with Huascar's vision that continues to grow, as you know, Justin. But it's brought us to a point where we literally are helping every last person that comes into CashFX. And Justin, you and I have had multiple talks about this. I've been consulting now. I'm gonna have to grab a calculator here. My first network marketing company was in 1996, so 24 years ago.
There you go.
It was called Excel Telecommunications. And I was a U.S. Air Force member at the time. And so I didn't have a lot of time to focus on it, but I caught the bug. I drank the juice. I understood what this market brought. And so I got excited, and ever since then, I've been in corporate America and always, dabbling in with network marketing. And I've had the opportunity to have, as you said, work in the field, be a leader on a global basis. I've taken over network marketing companies in multiple countries and rehabbed them, made them successful. I've built them from the ground up. Every time I go into one, it literally 7 days a week, 15 hours a day, and it's a sacrifice to the family and everything. I'm not the only one doing that. Everybody behind the scenes here at CashFX is doing that. And this is, Justin, as you stated, I had taken time away from network marketing because of the conversion pros. I didn't want to have any conflict of interest with any of my clients, but CashFX doesn't bring that conflict of interest. It's a complement to whatever else you're doing. So the neat thing about CashFX is it's something you can do at the same time you're doing your primary business. But what you're going to see, because we've seen it 70 something thousand times now, is your primary business starts to become your secondary business, because what you're going to find here is time leverage as well as money leverage. I mean, you can, there's two things you can leverage: your time and your money. You've got them both here, is my point. Okay. So it really starts to become that primary business model. And I've had downlines in the past exceeding 252,000 people in 149 plus countries. And this one here, we're in over 190 now. But I wasn't making near then what, if you had 252,000 people in CashFX, what you would be making would be ridiculous. And so, or what you will be making, Justin, will be ridiculous. So, because that's going to happen. You're going to pass the 250,000.
Oh, yeah.
And, especially right now. I mean, with the way this team is growing, I'm excited to be here on the call. You guys are doing some incredible things. And it's not Justin, it's not Luigi, it's every last one of you guys. And it's the commitment.
It's the whole community.
It absolutely is. And I pulled up the other day the numbers to see, because I was talking with John Kinnear and Waskar. And we wanted to know, how many people in the company hadn't referred anybody yet. And some numbers had been passed around. I'm not going to disclose these. I'll let Waskar do this when he's ready to disclose. But there were some numbers passed around between the three of us. And I have to say that because in traditional network marketing, you have a large percentage of your company that doesn't ever refer anybody. Okay. We were all shocked. I'll just say that by the percentage of people in this company that have referred at least one person.
Right.
So it's life-changing, and people see that. They're watching it happen. And I want to touch on this. Okay. I never really bring up specific people in a call. I'm not going to use a last name because I'm not into, using a platform like this to promote people. But what I will say is this. I have seen my personal friends. One of them, his name is Trent. Okay. He's out of the UK. And I saw Trent, he and I have been friends for years. And he's been, a member over at the Conversion Pros using our tools. But he's got that primary job. He's working a job. And he wants out of that job so bad, and he and his wife, they just had their baby, and they're living a long ways away from their family. And he's like, man, I don't know how I'm going to do all this. It's just so heavy. It's so much. Because he's going full time to work, working overtime, trying to make sure the bills are paid and everything. When this came around, I said, Trent, why don't you take a look at this? I said, just, really take a look at it. And he said, Ron, is this something I should get in? I said, well, I think you should. I really think you need to take a look at it. He said, then I'm in. And he did. He joined right there on the spot. And I said, well, you need to look at what it is. Go really research this and get an understanding for it. So Trent's been working and building his team. He's not yet a large leader in the field that has thousands and thousands of people under him. But he's somebody who's hungry, somebody who's fairly new to network marketing. But what this has done for him, guys, in a very short amount of time is his wife doesn't have to worry about working. She can stay home, take care of the kids now. They moved closer to their family, hours closer. So now they've got their family support right there. And he's got enough extra income coming in. They just got another car. They're starting to improve their lifestyle. And I asked him the other day, are you feeling the benefits? He said, oh my God, it's changed my life. So, I'm watching it happen firsthand with, good friends of mine, with everybody in the field. And so, if you're new here tonight, or today, wherever you're at, and you're considering Cash FX and you're not sure if it's for you or not, if you're one of those people that have always had that hunger and that drive, and you've been looking for that right place, right time type opportunity, and this isn't a pitch, guys. I know it sounds like one, but it's honestly not. It's just, give this a shot. I mean, I think you've found what you're looking for, but you won't know until you say yes and take that first step. And so far to this point, I haven't really heard anybody that's regretted getting involved with Cash FX. So it's been a great project. It really has.
That wants to be a legacy company. And I know you have a lot of experience with startups and, and coming in and help companies make hundreds of millions of dollars. That's right. 22 startups, you guys. When you look at a company that really is set up differently than a typical network marketing company that has a 20-year vision, you see that company investing in assets. And so if you can take a few minutes and just talk a little bit about the company's investment in security and infrastructure, growing the hardware on the back end to support the growth, being, one of our main infrastructure guys and managing that team. Just kind of break it down for us, please.
Yeah, absolutely. There hasn't been any expense spared on the infrastructure behind the company. I think the biggest thing about the infrastructure, what happened was the power team. You guys took off too fast, and it's a good problem to have, though. So, I mean, while so many companies are struggling and going out of business in today's world, Cash FX is just literally exploding. And I think we're 650 plus people a day coming in right now. So anyways, yeah, infrastructure, every possible section of it, from manpower is being put in place, to, the infrastructure, to the software infrastructure, every part of it gets almost daily. I mean, it's like there's so many hands working behind the scenes today and doing such a great job. The way that Waskar vision has been passed on to the rest of Cash FX corporate and the support team for Cash FX. It really has created a situation or an environment where everybody shares the same goals and dreams, and they all want to push the company as far as it can go. So great team behind the company right now.
But if you can kind of share with us kind of your thought process around this next phase of the company, that would be great.
Well, absolutely. Guys, when we talk about the forward commitment, and Justin just said, the shelf life of a lot of these companies in network marketing, being 6 to 12 months, it really is. I mean, I've gone into so many companies that I look at and I'm like, wow, I'm not taking this project because I'll put all this time in and you're going to be gone in a year because the intentions are wrong. And they're looking very short term. That is not Waskar. When Waskar and I have been friends for, I don't know, 9 or 10 years now. And he's always been a forward thinker. And when I first looked at this project with him and I started asking him about his 5-year plan, we haven't even begun to scratch the surface of where Waskar wants to go. And so what that tells me is that, Justin, 15 months into this, yeah, about 15. Myself and my team are a little bit longer than that, being involved from the software side and stuff, but it's just barely like a month longer. Anyways, boy, I guess it's going to be huge, guys. I mean, like it's still 6 to 7 days a week, 15 hours a day. And Waskar continues to make these type of sacrifices. So he's not a president, CEO that's sitting at the top of the company going, you guys take care of this. I'm going to the beach. He's right on the beach. If you've ever seen his place, I mean, right out of his back doors is, the beautiful, Caribbean Ocean. Like literally he's on the beach. And, but he doesn't do that. Instead, he sacrifices 7 days a week. And it's because his dream is big enough. Okay. And it's because of you guys. It's because you guys have understood the dream and you've ran with that dream. And that drives every one of us. Okay. If we didn't have near the excitement in the field and things, would we be sitting there 7 days a week, working, 15 hours a day, while our families go and do stuff without us? No, we wouldn't. We would not be doing that. We'd probably be, doing stuff with them. But here's what we know is that we push this hard for the next 5 years. And this company isn't just going to change individual lives. It's going to change the world. It's going to change banking. It's going to change, so many different aspects of so many different industries. It's going to touch in so many different locations. And so when it comes to phase two, this is something that, phase two, we thought phase two was going to be rolled out a little bit before now. Okay. But here's the thing. The vision from Waskar has continued to grow as we get deeper and deeper into phase two. Okay. So the development team, the developers, and the traders, being headed up by Edwin, they are working nonstop on the copy trading side of things. But at the same time, Waskar is off working on a lot of other pieces to phase two that weren't even originally for phase two, that I believe that once phase two comes out, what is phase two going to do? Well, from a legal standpoint, it's going to tick a lot of boxes. Okay. So from a legal standpoint, you will have control over your account. You will have the trading on your device. You will not have to answer questions anymore about transparency. Is it really trading? Okay. All of that type of questions that, yes, it's trading. Yes, all those things are happening. But unfortunately, there's a lot of other companies out there that aren't doing what they say. So what happens is CashFX ends up paying for the sins of other companies. Okay. I've seen the trading. I've seen the trade reports because I work with the legal team and they pass through me, as I talked the last time I was on here. So I have seen those reports. I have seen the trades. You guys get to see those in your back office. If you ever wonder if they're real, take one of those entries as quick as you can and enter it yourself. Okay. And then get out when they get out and see what happens. You're going to win the trade. They're real trades being indicated by the EA. Okay. And so as we head into phase two, here's what I believe is going to happen. I believe that within 90 days of phase two launching and all those blocks being ticked, we're going to double the company again.
100%.
Yeah. I believe that if phase two was phase one, we'd be twice the size we are right now.
100%.
So it's absolutely, if you think this has been life-changing, if you think that what you've been through so far has been, just an absolute blessing, one, you're right. But two, you are simply building your infrastructure. You're building your base camp. All right. This is the beginning. You're getting ready. You should be building your generals right now. All right. You should be building your army, because think about this. If you have 5,000 or 10,000 people on your team right now, how big is your team going to be after phase two launches? But if you're sitting back going, I'm going to wait for phase two and I'm just going to keep doing, a little bit here and there. When phase two launches, guys, what if you only have 100 people on your team? Now is the time that you should be cranking and pushing, because when phase two comes out with all the transparency and legality, it's game over. Then it's just a full on run as fast as you can, for as long as you want to. This company is going to set records for individual income. Okay. I know that there are individuals out there. I believe one of the top earners was, I'm not going to name names, but was, with a coffee company, and, has made incredible income on a monthly basis for quite some time. But I think that in the not too distant future is going to become second place, third place, fourth place. May not even make the top 10 income earners in this industry, because this right here is going to set the new records. Right. Huge. Yes, I want to touch on what you said there, though, about the, how Waskar said it's not about how quick you get there, it's just about getting there. And it really does go hand in hand with something that, back in my early days when I was first starting building companies, I would come in and I'd map it all out. I had it all mapped out. I'm like, okay, that's the end result that we're going to get. And not once did I ever get it. Okay. Yeah. What I got was something better. Yeah. And the reason being is that what you want to do with a company, and that's exactly what's happening right here, is you put this roadmap together. All right. Have you guys ever whatever country you're in, have you ever like just done a road trip, you know, for like days? You just get in your car and you have a destination. You could have flown there, but hey, I'm going to drive. I'm going to drive this. I could have got there if I flew. Could have got there a lot faster. But what are you going to look at? You know, look at the walls of an airplane, look at the back of somebody's head, right? Or one of the best trips I ever did, I rented an RV and we took a month with our kids and we just traveled and we stopped where we wanted to stop. And we enjoyed the things along the map, okay, along the road. It wasn't about getting to that destination. It was about the experience along the way.
Yeah.
So I knew where I wanted to go. All right. I was focused on my goal of making it to that destination, but I was flexible on the approach. And along the way, we could have made a straight line, but along the way, we'd stop and we'd enjoy ourselves. And while we're enjoying ourselves there, we'd hear something from somebody local going, oh, you got to go see this. All right. So we'll go up here for a little bit. And then, oh, you got to go down and see this. And you got to see that. But the whole time we're getting to our goal, but we enjoyed the journey.
Yeah.
And then we look back at that. And it was a very memorable part of our lives with our kids. All right. And that's what you guys have the opportunity to do. You have the opportunity right now. Yeah, run as fast as you can. We're not saying don't do that, but tomorrow's not your last day. All right. So run fast.
Enjoy the journey.
Live life. Okay.
Yeah.
And get to your destination and be flexible on that approach. And I think you're going to enjoy yourself a lot more. And
I just want to share one last thing. You and I were talking a couple of days ago, and I love this. This is just I will call this a Ron Pope quote. CFX is providing longevity, honesty, transparency, and dependability. I mean, think about that. How many companies, whether you're watching this with us today and you're one of the 1,000 plus that's live, or you're seeing this on a recording, or somebody shared this with you on their social media site, think about how many companies you joined that were not able to provide you longevity, honesty, transparency, and dependability. That's what you're going to find here at CFX today, in 6 months, in 12 months, in 36 months. And we are literally, I mean, I remember how Luigi and I got pulled up on stage in Panama and we had 6,300 members. And I remember closing that little speech with, we are literally just getting started. We're still just getting started.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we could still call this pre-launch if we really wanted to. There's so much prep work going on. I mean, nobody's stopped working on the preparation for what's coming. I'm excited about the future of CashFX because of what it's going to do for each and every one of you guys.
That's right.
And the opportunities that it's going to bring, the time freedom that it's going to bring to you, the opportunity to diversify your portfolio and secure your financial future for the rest of your lives and the next generations after you.